We were so caught up in the trade deadline activity that just like that, we are in a new week as we have hit Wednesday when the new league week begins. And the Detroit Lions have made quite a few moves. We've brought people on the practice squad. We've signed someone to the active roster, and we've got rid of someone as well. We talked about Andre Carter, the second, that was waived today, or actually was poached from our practice squad to the Miami Dolphins active roster after they lost Jalen Phillips. Now, today is going to be, you got to buckle up for this one because this one is going to be crazy. All right. So get ready for this. We've got a bunch of information coming from a bunch of different sources. The first source is Dave Burkett. And we got some news, and reinforcements are arriving for the Detroit Lions, but not just yet. Says Josh Paschal return to practice window is open for the Detroit Lions. If you did not know, Josh Paschal was on the PUP list, I believe. I don't think it was you have the NFI, you have the PUP, you have the IR. You have all these different lists, but Josh Paschal, who has not seen any time this season on the Detroit Lions field, his 21-day window is open, which means that just like the person we discussed earlier today, the Detroit Lions have 21 days to make a decision. So that means that we will most likely see Josh Paschal during the Thanksgiving game at the latest, or he will be put up for the season. So maybe this is why the Detroit Lions did not make any moves at the trade deadline at all, because of the reinforcements that they were going to get back. Dan Campbell did mention that they were going to get some guys back, and shortly after that, if not by that time as well, DJ Reed should be back for the Detroit Lions. Just a side note, Asante Samuel Jr. has been cleared to work out. He's good to go, and he has a workout. He is visiting with every team in the NFC North except, that's right, you guessed it, the Detroit Lions. Do you think we need him or not? At this point in the season and what we're trying to do, literally anybody who wants to work out for the Detroit Lions can work out for the Detroit Lions. You never know what we're going to need. We still have 9 games left and 4 if you include the playoffs all the way to the Super Bowl. Look, listen, I'm going to talk about it because we're still here, and that's our ultimate goal, right? So, I don't know. Lions could have possibly brought him in, especially with the injury to DJ Reed, but it is what it is. Now, the Detroit Lions have made 3 signings for the practice squad, and no surprise, they're all on the offensive line. They actually brought all of these guys in yesterday, but they signed Jack Conley yesterday, but they also brought in Chris Hubbard and I don't know how you say that, Natani Mauti to the practice squad. I'm pretty sure I absolutely obliterated that, but I don't have the pronunciation sheet right in front of me. So you might see a familiar face on this list, or a familiar name on this list, and that is Natani. He actually was cut when we cut down to 53. So that is when he was actually on the 90-man roster heading into training camp, and he was cut down on cut day. He was released from the Detroit Lions. I don't believe he has been on any roster since, but he is familiar with the Detroit Lions. They're familiar with him. So they decided to bring him back because, again, we need all the help we can get. And we got some news that we kind of knew was coming, and that is the Detroit Lions decide to place Christian Mahogany on injured reserve, which means his season, Dan Campbell said that he's not done. He doesn't think he's done for the season, but with 9 games to go, being off of 4, you've got the 21-day window happening. He could possibly come back as we're making a playoff push. And you'll see here that we actually signed Ty Summers to the active roster from the practice squad. So that means that we didn't elevate him. We brought him up to the practice squad. So he essentially takes the spot of Christian Mahogany on the 53-man roster as far as number. So the Detroit Lions had a lot of stuff going on, more and more and more information coming out. Now, let's take a look at and tell me what you think about this. So Chris Hubbard is actually 34 years old. So he is older than Dan Skipper. And of course, we've got Natane, which is 26 years old. And you can see he's actually still in his Detroit Lions uniform. I am sure that I am tearing up that name. They actually give the people in Allen Park, they give them a pronunciation sheet so they can get it right to the best of their ability. But we're going to need all the help we can get. And like I said, when I brought up Asante Samuel Jr., it was for a reason, because we are at the part where, again, you have to be a free agent. You have to clear waivers in order to sign with the team at this point. If you're not, the trade deadline is over. There's no more releases. There's only waivers and free agents. So why not bring as many bodies as we can? And the fact that he all over the North, I would have been like, yo, if y'all doing it, I'm doing it. Whether we need him or not. Hey, I see a Big Trey. I'm leaving here with something. I'm from round the way. I'm leaving with something. Because when you look at this, the Lions, this is coming from Tim 20min's Twitter account. Here is the practice report for the Detroit Lions as of Wednesday, November 5th. Taylor Decker, Kirby Joseph, Pat O'Connor, Penei Sewell, Dan Skipper, no practice. Frazier, Paschal, Reynolds, Rodriguez, Sailors, and Grant Stewart, limited practice. At least we got full practice in Daniel Thomas, Ty Summers, and Terrion Arnold. So we've got a lot of people not practicing, limited practice, and again, we are on the home stretch. This is the back nine, literally the back nine. We have 9 games left, and we are on the back 9 of the season. Instead of calling it the second half, they should probably call it the back 9, but hey, that's another sport. So we got a lot that we have to get through, and we don't know if Taylor Decker is going to make it through a season. We don't know what's going to happen with Penei Sewell as far as if he's going to be ready to go. I believe that he's going to be ready to go. These guys are warriors, and Penei Sewell, he doesn't miss games. So we know that he's going to try everything possible to play. But then you have to balance short-term versus long-term. We don't have a bye week. This is weird. These guys are playing games straight. Unless they get the first seed, they're playing 9 games minimum with the potential 4 on top of that. So, man, oh man, the good news is we are up against a team that is going through it themselves. And again, we will talk about them on Friday as we do our final prediction. But the Washington Commanders, their season is essentially lost. They've lost their quarterback, and they're going to be, they got Marcus Mariota, but yeah, seats are $80. And that was yesterday. They're probably getting cheaper by the day. So the Detroit Lions have quite a bit in front of them, but we are going to be able to hopefully get some guys back. It's good to see Josh Paschal with his window open. Don't expect him to play. Malcolm Rodriguez, I don't think he's going to play. I think we'll probably won't see him until the Eagles game or maybe even the Giants. So that's what I think is going to happen there. But it's good to see these guys back. And hopefully we can get those reinforcements that we need, because we're going to need as much help as we can get as we're going down the home stretch. So again, I told you earlier this afternoon that I was going to start bringing new segments to the channel. I'm going to do some new things. I've been thinking about this segment for a while, but my attention has been everywhere. I try to do too many things. I've got a bunch of YouTube channels, and what I'm going to do this offseason, this channel is super important to me. The future of this channel, the success of this channel, and the success of Syndicate Sports Detroit as well. That channel I set up to give people the opportunity, if you were creating content and you wanted to talk about your favorite team in Detroit or Michigan, that you had the ability to do so. It's a shame that we lost the Michigan Panthers, because we had a show that was hopefully brewing up for them as well. But Pistons, Tigers, whoever it is, we're trying to give you an alternative to other shows that you can watch. And I think that channel has real potential. So I'm going to focus on this channel and that channel. The film channel, I'm going to leave all that stuff there, but I'm going to sit down, make a schedule, and try to get you guys the best fan-driven content possible. That is why I am going to announce something in a very future video. Okay, I don't want to announce it now until I'm actually ready to springboard it, because we got people that with very keen eyes watch what you do, and they will take it and use it for themselves and claim it as their own idea. And this is not an original idea, but again, there will be people that try to beat you to the punch. So unfortunately, you have to play things very close to the chest because it is a very competitive space in this, unfortunately. And that's how it has to be. So I will announce it by at the late. I mean, I'll probably announce it very soon. I just don't have the graphics set up and things like that. So when I announce it, I want it to be active, if that makes sense. So with that being said, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Washington probably won't happen. I have a really bad sore throat. I did test for COVID. It is negative. I usually, every time I've gotten COVID, it's been from Ford Field. So I just was like, yo, I probably have it. So I am probably going to have to sit this one out. Who knows? I'm going to try to hold firm and make it to Philly, but I don't know if I will. So if you guys think I'm a jinx for the game, I probably won't be there. All right. Anyway, and it's like 10%. They're talking about like 10% of the airport work, like flights and stuff might be canceled. So I'm like, maybe I just stay home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just stay home, get my ticket converted into future tickets and stuff like that, and just call it a day. We'll do a live stream. Maybe that'll be the case. All right. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.